Today we are presented with a false choice between scientific and religious dogma. Spirituality and research are discouraged. The power of knowledge is reserved for a select few. Just as we heal internal division, we can also mend the tear between science and spirituality. Science approaches the questions: what is it? How does it work? Can I predict what it will do? Science does not tackle the why question or the purpose of the observed. Science and spirituality are not contradictory but complementary. In the vast tapestry of human existence, science and spirituality are the wrap and the weft that together create the rich fabric of our understanding. While science provides answers through observation and analysis, spirituality offers insights through introspection and connection. Together they illuminate the profound mystery of our existence, each enhancing the beauty of the other in the quest for the truth. Consider an example of the concept named God of Gaps. Imagine a tribe that worships a deity believed to cause storms. One day a learned scientist comes forward explaining how storms are formed and asserting that there is no God. However, did the scientist debunk God, or did he merely challenge the beliefs of that particular tribe? The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence. Nikola Tesla. Science investigates. Religion interprets. Science gives man knowledge, which is power. Religion gives man wisdom, which is control. Martin Luther King Jr. Next. Depression is not merely a result of a lack of appeal or having too much free time. It often stems from unmet needs that need exploration. The current solutions available do not address the root cause of the problem. They only alleviate the effects. Treating only the effects will not heal the cause. There is even a chance it will bring extra side effects. For instance, sealing a leaky pipe in the basement might lead to a flood in the bathroom. To resolve the issue, we must address the root cause that generates pressure and overflow. It requires depressurizing the current situation and identifying unnecessary inflows. Acting in accordance with natural law brings balance, love, and freedom. Unmet needs signal to our body that we are lost, internally divided, with our thoughts, emotions, and actions out of alignment. At one point, the state of unease becomes normal response to surroundings. Throughout history, we trained with spears, bows, cannons, guns, tanks, and planes. Mere toys compared to what we have at our disposal today. Change is hard. But it happens exactly when the pain of not changing becomes bigger than the fear of change, or when the desire to achieve something becomes bigger than the current comfort zone. Pain and depression serve as an invitation to embark on a journey. Once accepted, we are a step ahead of all those too blind to see the need for change. A journey much needed if we want to avoid seeing what mind controllers have prepared for us. We truly can't afford any more wrong ideas. The only comfort is that now we should at least know what not to do. In my exploration of natural law and individual sovereignty, I found common law. Think of it as a natural law in practice. It's a more left-brained logical approach, but that doesn't mean more right-brained spiritual artistic types should avoid it. On the contrary, it could have an even better impact, since it would encompass overcoming at the same time, working on equilibrium. Oh, rejoice, you fortunate soul, when you catch a guru teaching proper gun handling manners, and reggae singers teaching common law as an intro to a song. While the invitation may not be to our liking, the journey evolves into a rewarding treasure hunt. A black sheep is always easy to point out. Next. Fear leads to control, and control leads back to fear. Victim-perpetrator cycles can extend over generations. A damaged ego leads to grasping for control through intimidation and interrogation, inviting others to play the role of victim or ignorant. Victims and ignorance then invite others to ramp up intimidation and interrogation, and the cycle repeats. Traditional families are important, since the structure helps with child rearing. A strong father figure and a caring mother figure foster a healthy environment. Of course, conscious parenting is crucial, and substance always outweighs style. There and back again. How do you pick up the threads of an old life? How do you go on when in your heart you begin to understand there is no going back? There are some things that time cannot mend, some hurts that go too deep, that have taken hold. J.R.R. Tolkien. In Wizard of Oz, Dorothy had to find her way back home. She first met a scarecrow lacking brain, a thin man lacking heart, and only after that a lion lacking courage. Asking charlatan to bring her home to provide a brain, a heart and courage. All the power was within her all the time. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Rumi. I Walked a Mile with Pleasure by Robert Browning Hamilton. I walked a mile with pleasure, she chattered all the way, but left me none the wiser for all she had to say. I walked a mile with sorrow, and never a word said she, but oh the things I learned from her when sorrow walked with me. Next. The definition of freedom is the infinite value of human beings. The definition of evil is the destruction of freedom. Everything that is evil teaches people that they have a limited value. To understand freedom is to understand the value of a person. Everything that evil wants is to disguise and destroy your value. All authority is created by an evil man to disguise your worth. To understand your worth is to understand the nature of true liberty. Jeremy Locke. Every individual possesses the fundamental right to disassociate from specific individual or a group. Our obligatory associations with local governments, law enforcement and court system infringes upon this basic freedom. One of the most compelling musical dramas showcasing human value and internal division is Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame from 1996. I highly recommend it. The narrative explores the story of two egos, a broken feminine character exhibiting Stockholm Syndrome and a psychotic masculine figure. Additionally, there's a portrayal of a balanced individual, expressing genuine care, as well as an obedient follower who undergoes personal growth. Now, here is the riddle to guess if you can sing the bells of Notre Dame. What makes a monster and what makes a man? Sing the bells, 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 bells of Notre Dame. Man plus dark care controlling others, beast devolution. Beast plus true care controlling self, man evolution. It's not the face that makes someone a monster. It's the choices they make with their lives. Naruto Uzumaki. Certain as the sun, rising in the east. Tale as old as time. Song as old as rhyme. Beauty and the Beast. Tale as old as time, tune as old as song, bittersweet and strange, finding you can change, learning you were wrong. Next. The study of human nature is as old as humanity itself. The word psychology has only been used for a couple hundred years. It's a manageable box held together by a few representatives. All other knowledge is pushed aside, forgotten, hidden, with books and people in the know burned. Today we are rediscovering things that were common sense a few thousand years ago. Psychopaths govern individuals to satisfy their own needs. The game of knowledge, especially self-knowledge, is always on. The greater the divide, the easier it is to maintain the condition of slavery. Government schools are rewarding obedience and repetition. Their goal is not to raise all individuals, but to find the cream of the crop, which is defined by the government. Intelligence comes in many forms: crystallized, fluid, quantitative, spatial, verbal, emotional, social. If the goal is to raise individuals, there are many aspects to work on. Finding only a minority as talented and gifted is a failure of the current school system. How much depression and low self-worth we have just because the system gets to pick who is worthy. I was fortunate enough to meet the teachers who understood the value of uniqueness and unique abilities of an individual outside of the marking system. These are the teachers who can turn a talented minority into a talented majority. Imagine how beautiful the world would be if everyone understood how valuable one is as an authentic individual. I have never let my schooling interfere with my education. Mark Twain. Authentic. The word autotelic derives from Greek autos for self and telos for end or goal, meaning someone that has a purpose. There is no magic pill to stop aging. However, common sense, instead of internal division, will clear one's mind. Love instead of fear will calm one's heart. Being valued will make one want to share their talents and make them feel useful and youthful again. Please watch the movie or read the book The Jones Plantation by Larkin Rose. Mr. Smith on the topic of breaking an individual and running a slave plantation in comparison to running the world. Regardless of scale, the game, Mr. Jones, is still the same. The game is still the same. Next.